Well, good morning. Day 4. Let's see. So, it was cold last night. My little thermometer read 45 degrees this morning. But the rain has abated, at least for a little while. It's supposed to start raining again later today. So got some of my wet clothes strapped to the back of my pack. Hopefully they'll dry out during the hike today, if the sun comes out. All right, so the plan for today is about 10.5 trail miles to Deer Lick Shelter. But I'm going to get off the trail for a little bit and get to a nearby Walmart for a resupply. And then have to get back onto the trail. So it's about a 2.5 mile walk from the trail to the Walmart and back. So that adds on some miles. Who knows, maybe I can catch a ride from a stranger. We'll see how that goes. Looks like there'll be one view later on, and I will get to cross the Mason-Dixon line into Pennsylvania. So today will be my last day in Maryland. All right, so that's where we are. And still doing well. Met some nice people last night in the shelter. Most of which are heading north along with me. And so I'll probably see them again over the next couple of days. All right. Well, as always, if I see anything interesting, I will grab a picture or some video. And I will see you in a bit. And here's what the trail looks like right now. This is the view from the High Rocks overlook. So that was the High Rocks overlook. I didn't show the walk up to it because it was all tagged with spray paint, which is disappointing. So there wasn't much to see leading up to it. Let's just put it that way. All right, so I'm heading back towards the main trail. And we'll continue walking north to Pennsylvania. In Penmar Park, which is just south of the state border, I think. And there's a nice little scenic overlook here. First state done. 13 more to go. So I finished off Maryland and I'm now in Pennsylvania. Just past the Mason-Dixon line. All right. I'll see y'all in a bit. Footbridge to cross Falls Creek. Nice. soothing sound. And here the trail continues. Well, I did a resupply here in Waynesboro. There's a Walmart just a couple miles off the trail, and there just happened to be a brewery within a quarter mile of the Walmart. So, you know, I had to stop. I had their Kolsch, which is pretty good, and now I'm enjoying their Marzen, which they did with, I think, beechwood smoked barley. So that's a little different for a Marzen. So then I'm gonna get back on the trail, and it'll be 2-ish miles to the shelter that I'm staying at tonight. I think it's called Deer Lick. All right, I'll see you then. All right, coming up on Deer Lick Shelter. So looks like there's 2 platforms here. Tent pad there, a couple tent pads. And a privy across the way. And I think there was a spring or a small creek just back there. All right. So here's where I'm staying for the night, and I made it before the rain starts. Even better. And here's a little creek that's running right by the shelter. This is where I got my water to make dinner. And it's about 6:40, and that's pretty much the end of the day. It rained for, gosh, about an hour and a half. It seems to have let up for a little bit, so I can get this video in. Yeah, it's gonna be cold and wet again tonight. Thunderstorm's supposed to roll through, and then tomorrow more rain. So I'm a bit drier, at least. I did better today. We didn't have a lot of rain, but I was able to dry out some stuff just hiking, and I was able to get to the shelter before the rain, so no real issues there. All right. So I did a little bit over 10 miles of trail. Got into town, did some resupply. That walk to the town wasn't fun. The highway that I went along was more, it was busier than I was expecting it to be. So I went to get an Uber or a Lyft, and they said that somebody was, both of them tried to find someone and couldn't find anybody. So I said, okay, I guess it's time to walk back. And not 2 minutes on the highway, walking on the highway, and somebody stops in front of me and says, hey, you need a ride to the trail. And I said, yes, please. So the trail provided. He had hiked part of the trail back in '81 and had to stop because of a hernia. So I didn't catch his name, unfortunately, but I did tell him about my channel. So if you happen to be watching, thank you again. I really appreciate it. All right, so the plan for tomorrow, I'm not sure yet. There's the option to do 10 miles and the option to do about 16 to get to a couple of different shelters. So we're gonna have to see how I feel. If I can get in those 10 miles around, lunch, then maybe I'll push on to do the 15. It looks like there's one decent climb tomorrow, 1,000 feet. So we'll have to see how it goes. All right. So a little bit more rain's coming. So who to thank? Tonight, shout out to Jan and Hank. You guys have been there with us, since 1997, I suppose, when I first met you. And you've always welcomed me, and you've always supported both Jen and I, and we really appreciate it. So thank you. All right, so if you stuck through to the end of this video, as always, I appreciate it. and I'll see you tomorrow on the trail.